Hey, can you believe the landlord left that funky?
You know, these old-timey fridges, they're actually, like, really smart. I mean, it's, like, crazy.
Hey, want some?
Oh, yeah. You know what? Fortress of Solitude. To all the sex they're gonna have in our
good
good times.
Is it? Are those spooks in its side?
What?
Oh my god. This makes no sense.
You think?
Yeah. That's clearly an early medieval city. Let's check again. The time rate in there must be different. Decades have gone by.
We only looked away like 10 minutes. What's that?
Oh. Those are airplanes.
What's going on there? Ow! You're fighting a war in there!
Calm down.
Fuck! Oh, fuck. Ah, it's like I'm blinded. What's wrong?
Yeah.
Looks like it's escalating.
Order up a pizza.
It's been over an hour. Maybe they've had a chance to rebuild.
Rob.
Holy shit! Are those flying cars?
It looks like the Emerald City, only, less emerald.
That's beautiful. Okay, honestly, that one looks a little bit phallic. A little bit of a pyramid phase. Wow, that's a lot of bridges. Holy shit. You think they're coming back?
No, I don't think so.
They opened the freezer again to find cold mist pouring out despite it being unplugged. Inside, they witness another ice age where primitive sapiens consumed the carcass of a mighty brachiosaurus. It seems like life in the freezer has restarted, and it has now returned to the age of the dinosaurs. Just then, a roar alerts the sapiens of the arriving Tyrannosaurus Rex. The sapiens run as one is caught between the dinosaur's teeth. The last sapien tumbles with the T-Rex closing in, lunging for the kill. Many claims that the freezer is like a pocket universe that shows how life evolves to the point of leaving reality. Some may think that the freezer showed the end of their world, but it could also mean that the miniature humans found a different dimension to live in. It's uncertain how many times this process of life occurred in the old freezer, or if it always plays out the same way. The previous owners may have seen life bloom and die repeatedly, eventually getting bored of it, thus leaving the extraordinary freezer behind. Although the show never revealed who created life inside the freezer, an episode titled God Serengeti by Oat Studios might just suggest who did. A herd of elephants travels across a field.
When you see this scene, when you see the end of this scene where civilization restarts itself, you see civilization go extinct, and then you see the beginning of civilization. Those living souls that you see at the beginning of re-civilization after the extinction of the last civilization, those newly reincarnated souls, those are the memory cards of the previous universe that went extinct. Those are living flash drives. If you could create a synonym for a flash drive, it would be a memory card. So those are the memory cards, those walking organisms that you see that are they're using the stones and the wood to recreate a civilization. Those are the memory cards to the previous civilization that went extinct. So nothing is ever dead, nothing ever dies. Memories live forever. Memories live forever. They can be them again, essentially. So the little scene that you've seen from Love, Death, and Robots, the Ice Age anthropomorphological episode, yeah, that shit is a foretelling from our inner selves and the ecosystem that sustain our inner selves. Your inner cell, get it? Cell. Your cell's supposed to be a circle. The cell is the circle, the size of a kitchen plate, not the size of a freezer or a prison cage. The cell is supposed to be a circle. So you get it. You see how when someone is mind warping you, they're psychologically damaging your cells. When you get accustomed to believing from seeing that a cell is the shape and size of a square and not a circle, not the same size of a fucking kitchen plate. You know, your blood cells flowing through your bloodstream are the size of a fucking kitchen plate and not a fucking square. You know what I'm saying? Like a square, a rectangle, you will know that you're getting psychologically tortured because your inner cells, the same as the civilizational ratio in pace as the living life forms that was taking place in the freezer of that episode, you will know they foretell, yo, this is what that's supposed to mean. That's not supposed to mean that right there. That cell, that whole cell right there that's not what that's supposed to mean. That cell is supposed to be that shape. That building is supposed to be that shape. That building is not supposed to be a rectangle. That building is not supposed to be the shape of that rectangle. It's just not supposed to be that shape and size. That's not correct. So just know that a living soul is literally a flash drive. And a flash drive is literally a memory card. You know, in the first PS1 and the first PS2, your memory card was everything. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't even play video games no more. I'm not gonna front. But growing up as a child, yeah, nigga, PS1, PS2, PS3. What, nigga? Memory card was everything, nigga. Your memory card is everything, nigga. Nigga, what? Nigga, your memory card is everything, boy. Your DNA is everything. Your DNA is everything. Your DNA strand is everything. Yo, nigga, everything. So that whole, when you look at that scene and you look at the civilization advancing to such a rapid pace, that's all relativity. That's all relativity. It's advanced at such a rapid pace, is all relativity, and then you see it go extinct. How can it go extinct if the memories of all that occurred and happened is living on throughout these primitive life forms? these primitive organisms, because this is an organism. Our whole shit is an organism, right? Nobody talk about, look, the skin is an organ. You learn about in 3rd grade. Yo, your skin is an organ. It's your external organ, your outside organ. It's one organ. It's one organ. You don't call your fingers a different organ. You don't call your toes a different organ. One organ. One organ holding many different organs. So when you see the life forms restarting civilization, they started from the beginning. They're gonna go down as either they're gonna go down the same path, they're gonna go down a different path, they're gonna go down a slightly divinated path, they're gonna go down a different path of degree. So how many paths have they already went through? When you take a circle and then you cut it up into as many pieces of a pie that you can cut it into, there's only but so many degrees that you can travel along that path to know the outcome of what happened to the universe before it. And what happened to the universe before it is they could have lived peacefully. That shit could have just went at could have had a natural cataclysm, like a natural demise, as in, we already know that the next universe we go to, we already reserved it for our memory. We already reserved the next universe for our memories to go and restart what we started from the previous universe, so that we can go and fulfill the same fucking previous universe that just had a natural demise, so that we can go and experience the same fucking experiences that we just finished experiences. Because why? We did it correctly. We did it correctly. Yeah, we had a natural time span. Even an immortal has a natural time span. He has a mind span. An immortal has a natural mind span. If an immortal spends 500 centuries being a fucking car salesman, and he says, you know what, man, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go be a motherfucking pilot. I'm gonna go be a fucking airplane pilot. That's a whole new life. That's a whole new lifespan. That's a whole new lifespan. The death of his career as a car salesman is symbolic to that age dying. He's not, the immortal's not dying. The immortal mind's going on. His mind's going on. He's about to be a pilot. He's about to be, fly airplanes. Fly airplanes, aircrafts. I'm about to go do that. But dying, the symbolism of death is from him having to sell cars, him having to shake hands all day, him having to, what do car salesmen do that airplane pilots don't do? That's the death of all of that shit. All that a car salesman do that an airplane pilot doesn't do is what's dying. So when you look at death as symbolic as just the ending of one phase and the beginning of another phase, then you know that an immortal mind, an immortal being can still know death, but not in the same way that a lower life form, a lower sentience would know death. There would be no fear there. There would be an innate understanding of what's dying. That whole experience is dying. I gotta shake no more hand. I'm gonna do all of that. Blah, 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 whatever comes with the job, whatever comes with the career, whatever comes with the duty. Now my duty is to make sure that everybody in this plane is safe. I'm driving a plane, piloting a plane, make sure everybody get to where the destination is safely. I don't really have to talk to too many people. Have my cup of coffee. I got my co-pilot. I can listen to my music if I want to. Just talk to my wife, talk to my kids, whatever. They're experiencing a different phase of more of a higher solitude. It's more solitary than the previous life. So you got one lifetime spent dealing cards. You got another lifetime flying a plane. One lifetime is more solitary than the last lifetime. Biologically, sentiently, organically, awareness wise, that immortal is still fucking immortal. And that is the point that I'm making here with this video in grand retrospect to the video that I just showcased from Love, Death, and Robots, the Ice Age episode. Can I say, a nigga is a young God up in this motherfucker. God knowledge, God body. This is how you attest. This is how you attest to your God body. You gotta know what's empirical.